right, guys, welcome back to the ALGS channel. Hope you guys are all doing well and having a great day so far. A lot to dive into and discuss regarding what's going on in the Apex Legends esport world. Number one, we've got roster updates, roster changes, and a big return of a fan favorite team as well. Also, some contests that are going on and a new one that we need to discuss, and the first set of scrim results that took place with this contest as well. Some more roster changes and snaking going on apparently that you're going to be seeing pretty soon. A lot to discuss. Once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with what's going on in the Apex Legends esport world. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into what's going on. Firstly, I had to mention this. This is so funny. I mean, you guys know the meat lovers, you know Tech, and you know Tech is probably one of the goofiest guys in the scene. So he started off by giving the oversleepers a notice that they are going to be contested at Launchpad out of nowhere, right? It was a little bit of a weird one, but Tech says, "Dear oversleepers," he sends them this message like an eviction notice: "To the above tenant and all other possession of described premises, you are hereby given notice to quit, vacate, and deliver possession of Launchpad premises within 1 day from the service of this notice. You are being vacated for the following reasons. Number one, meat is invading your home. And number two, double M&K. That's just unlucky. It is understood and agreed upon the current tenants, oversleepers, are responsible for all repairs and cleaning to the restore the above premises Launchpad to move in condition after accounting normal wear and tear. If failure, refusal, neglect to vacate said premises within 1 day from this service notice, the leasing office and property management of meat management will take deadly action as the meat law requires to evict you and all others from the premises." So obviously just saying we're going to be contesting you, a short way of saying that you're going to get contested, and it did not go good for the oversleepers. Meat lovers came in and did business, and honestly, not only just in the contest but in the scrim results overall. Oversleepers get dead last with only 7 points, and meat lovers second place on the night for Group A versus C. Now don't forget, Group A versus C will be competing this weekend as we go into more matches for the Pro League. Obviously, we're like in Pro League now, so it's every weekend that we're having these games. Meat lovers is going to be playing in it, and we are looking for a lot of their contests. Where they've been contesting Lava Siphon, Lightning Rod with TSM, Launchpad here with oversleepers. These guys are not afraid to do it, and a second place finish for them is quite commendable, even ahead of TSM here in the scrims last night. So really good games for them. Really hope that they can keep this trajectory going, because a lot of people, this is kind of becoming one of those teams that it's a shocker. Nobody was really expecting the meat lovers to do this good, and I think you always like to see an underdog story take place. So really good work from them. Got to give love to Disguised as well. I don't think that people have been really giving them as much credit as they deserve, and rightfully so. They haven't really been that active in the off season, so we didn't really know how they were going to perform as everybody else has been practicing. But of course, these guys are still just as good as they were before, if not getting better. And so really good on Disguised. Of course, they're going to be playing this week as well. Also, Legacy. This is another talk around town, right? Legacy, former LG squad, gets dropped for Sweets team. Legacy, former Pollos Hermanos. These guys, once again, still looking solid. Top 3 again for these dudes. And LG, unfortunately, not a good night. Although they did have a good first Pro League night. Not a good scrim result for them last night in 17th place. So interesting to see how obviously this stuff converts, because we know scrims are not everything. We've seen a lot of different storylines from scrims to Pro League as well. Also wanted to mention some really exciting roster news. Sharky, the ALGS world champion from year 2, is teaming back up with Pricey, and the team Burger is essentially coming back. Besides MT, of course. MT obviously is the IGL for Moist Esports, but the former roster when they first started this Team Burger thing was Pricey, Sharky, and MT, and 2 out of the 3 of the roster is back. Pricey, formerly with Team Divine, has basically decided to part ways. Him and his second teammate have decided to part ways with Shoddy, their third, and you're going to see Sharky join that roster now to reform Team Burger. This is exciting. Of course, we've seen Sharky already kind of come back, and he was playing in PSQs, doing really good with TYK. I think they got second on one of them, almost qualified for Pro League. Didn't go according to plan. Now he's going to be back with Team Divine, now called Team Burger. So it's really nice to see this roster make a return, because a lot of people love Team Burger, especially when they played at LAN. And that's kind of why Moist Esports went after them whenever they first were signed. Also wanted to mention ALGS Intel has also announced and showed that some more roster drama is taking place right now. This is in the North American Pro League scene, and this is for Team Secret Formula, I believe, which is weird because this roster is not even close to the roster that actually qualified for Pro League. It's so weird because I think back when it happened, you had Crow that was with on that roster. I think like Lily that was in there as well. It's just changed so much. A lot of these guys have been dropped. So according to the news, and I actually did get a DM from one of these players as well, that there were some changes being taken place and they wanted me to be aware of it. And according to this though, Oysenpai is dropped from Secret Formula, unfortunately, based off the battle fight. He will be replaced by Silent HNL, which I am excited for. Silent, he's been a GOAT. He's been around for a while, and I think he does deserve a shot. I just hate that it happens the way it does here. There's so many weird rules that ALGS has with so many weird roster changes, and I feel like it's almost dirty at this point where it shouldn't even be allowed to happen this much. Rosters need to be incentivized to stay together and stick together for a longer period of time, because we are just going through people so much. But it came after a tweet coming from Oysenpai saying, got snaked, so I'm not playing in Pro League unfortunately anymore. Didn't perform, so not much to say to begin with. Not sure what's next for me, but GG. So really unfortunate news for him, and obviously this team in general has not been necessarily the greatest in scrim, so I can see why they're looking for changes, but the way it happens unfortunately is not the way you want to see it sometimes. So interested to see what you guys have to say about all the topics down in the comment section below, about the roster changes, roster updates, Team Burger coming back as well, scrim results, and new contests, and who's going to shine in Group A versus C coming up this weekend. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all things going on in the ALGS. Until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.